One of the key issues raised by Opposition Leader Peter Dutton during the week in his budget reply was a concern among Australian parents about what was being taught to their kids at school. He pointed to radical gender theory and the sanitisation of Australian history, which needs to be addressed. Well, you don't have to look too far to see exactly what Peter Dutton was referring to. At Spring Farm Public School in Sydney Southwest, Grandparents' Day has been rubbed out and it's been replaced by the non-gender term Grandfriends' Day. At Farnborough Public School in Unanderra in New South Wales, they're using the racially militant Black Power raised fist to promote NAIDOC Week. New South Wales One Nation leader Mark Latham has become somewhat of a conduit for parental complaints, and he joins me right now. Mark, take us through Grandfriends' Day. What is the school afraid of?
Well, it's hard to know, Chris. Obviously, they're worried about offending someone, but that's unspecified. What is a grand friend? There's plenty of bad people out there who'd like to be grand friends to little kids, but it's a massive insult to grandparents. Grandparents providing all that wonderful love and support. To be downgraded to being just a friend of their grandchildren is an insult. And I can tell you at Spring Farm Public School in southwest Sydney, those grandparents are saying, why? Why has this happened to us? And why have we been downgraded to the status of just being a friend? The kids should be taught grandparents are wonderful, grandparents exist, grandparents are coming to the school on this special day to learn about your schooling. Let's welcome them, let's love them, let's support them and never change their name. You know, Chris, we're told that teachers are overworked, but someone at Spring Farm has had enough time on their hands to start rewriting the English language in a bizarre way, but it's so typical of the left that they're trying to include unspecified minority, a handful of people, excluding. You did this for grandparents right around New South Wales, excluding probably a million grandparents or so who would see themselves as much more than a friend, much more.
Yes. If your kids or your grandkids go to that school, get on the phone tomorrow and tell them it's not on. Now, how can teachers just sit back and allow kids to adopt the old Khmer Rouge and Soviet-raised fist to highlight an Australian Indigenous festival in Unanderra? They are kidding.
Yeah, this is a dangerous development. The Black Power fist is militant, it's violent, it's got no part in our school, but this material was distributed within the school community. And again, sensible people are very much upset and worried about it. They don't see why that needs to be part of our education. It's part of a pattern where this propaganda about Indigenous matters is right through the system. We've had the NAIDOC week where 6-year-olds were colouring in no pride in genocide, clearly implying Australia's been a genocidal nation, which is untrue. It's a rewriting of our history. So how hard is it, Chris, for teachers just to stick to the basics? I mean, we know teachers can be successful if they apply in the classroom the right type of instruction for reading and writing, mathematics, geography, science, history. But when they drift into the realm of politics, I always say to these teachers, there's something weird, almost sick, in trying to push a political agenda upon little kids. And if you want to run for politics, you're so interested in politics that it's a big part of your life, run for election. There's plenty of elections in Australia. Put your name on a ballot paper and see how you go. But other than that, keep your politics, your own personal politics, well and truly out of the classroom.
Yeah, keep away from our kids big time. You also stumbled onto another classic woke rule being introduced within the ranks of the New South Wales Fire and Rescue Service. They now have to wear a diversity logo on special days, huh?
The rainbow epaulette, you know, they've got the stripes on the shoulder for the Fire and Rescue New South Wales. Now, I don't think your average firefighter wants to be a billboard for gay pride and identity politics. Your average firefighter would quite sensibly believe, and it's true, firefighting is a very serious business. Rescue from accidents and the like is a very serious business. And any form of politics is just a distraction from their core, very important role in society. So the officers resent this. They see it as unnecessary. But again, it's a sign in the New South Wales public sector of everything going identity politics, that if you haven't got a rainbow logo or a militant fist or you're rewriting the English language, apparently there's something wrong with you. Why can't they just stick to their day job?
Yes, please. Now, quickly, we're in the middle of a great horse racing week. Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. But the usual fun police are popping their heads up again. Some journalists poo-pooing the crowds and saying, you know, horse racing lost its glamour. And animal liberationists making fools of themselves at Flemington yesterday. What's wrong with these people?
Well, they hate fun. They hate Australians enjoying a great national day. The Melbourne Cup is part of our culture, part of our history, our existence. I'm going out to Randwick on Tuesday afternoon, and it's a sellout. I mean, there'll be huge crowds at Randwick, huge crowds at Flemington. It is still the race that stops a nation. So, Chris, the left, you know, I call it the inverse fun index. If the lefties see people enjoying themselves, normal people having fun and participating in a great Australian day, the lefties are pulling the wings off butterflies and detesting the whole thing.
Yeah.
For them, just stay at home, turn off your TV, live your miserable life and let other people enjoy themselves. And as for Richo not having a tip, what's gone wrong with him? I thought he was a working class fellow from the St George district, the best weighted horse, Chris. And I thought the Caulfield Cup run was outstanding, is Vow and Declare, who won it 3 years ago.
Yes.
So one for the grannies, an each way bet, particularly if the track firms up a bit. He won't go so well in the wet, but he's exceptionally well weighted on 54 kilos, Vow and Declare.
Coincidentally, that is the one I reckon will get at least in the top three, be part of my trifecta. Good luck on Tuesday, Mark. Thank you for your time.